Welcome back to the Untersee, ladies and gentlemen. I am Captain Marcus Aurelius, and this is Sunless Sea. And we are at the island of Grand Geode, a naval base built inside of a giant geode. We are just about to head back north to Fallen London, but before we go, we need to get a port report. Take discreet notes. The Marines, Marines? What? The Marines are watching. So we now have our port report, and we are now going to leave. And we'll head north to discover hopefully more lands. We'll go maybe out here like this, and then back in kind of a circle. Or a half circle, that is. If we see any enemies I don't really want to fight, I'll just turn off our light and try to avoid them. The Z is calm, but quiet and eerie. And empty. We're seeing nothing. The Carnelian coast, far to the south. The Z here is warm. Bubbles rise and burst with lazy menace. The fire in the earth is reckless. A sailor raises her head, sniffs sharply, blood on the wind. Interesting. Have we stumbled upon Gator's Mourn? Ooh, there's a shark. Let's get away from him. We really shouldn't be going this far off course, but I'm just checking out to kind of get an idea of where we are. Nothing. Oh, enemy. Potential enemy. Not close enough to see what it is. Here's something. Volcanic Isles. That one's rather large, but uninhabited. Let's see what's over here. We can always come back. The last thing we want to do is run out of fuel. Uh-oh. A rat barge. Let's keep our distance. All clear. So we really haven't found anything, though. Let's send out a Z-Bat. Isle of Cats is a long way to the southeast. Well, that's the exact opposite of where we're going, so... Not today. Crab cake. Yeah, I'll give it that. It kind of does look like a crab cake. Creeping tendrils of fungus. Z-weed. Unnameable flora. We enter the snares. And we gotta get away from that guy. I don't want nothing to do with you. Okay. So there's crab cake, although it hasn't been named on the map. And we should probably start turning back inland now. Well, we didn't really find much of anything. Oh, I spoke too soon. What can this be? Pigmoat Isle. Let's see what this is all about. 2 houses, both alike in dignity. A lonely desert beach. There is no habitation in sight, no market, very little in the way of a maintained dock. A stretch of sand thickens into damp black earth, from which sprout stunted palms. Not quite. Tall fungal growths with frond-like caps, as if someone sculpted the idea of a tree from a mushroom. These growths appear sparse near the beach, but clump together the farther inland one goes, clustering tightly into a sort of forest around the base of the island's central hill. You can see, off in the distance, dots of fire flecking the horizon, and hear clamor, shouts, and shot. If you look to the quay, you can make out the unusual shapes of 2 tiny figures. Disembark, see what awaits you. War? As you step on the quay, you hear clamor, shouts, and shot, which we've already read. 2 tiny figures, yes. The figures are rodents. To your left is a ratus faber, wearing goggles, a blacksmith's apron, and an assortment of tools. To your right is an unusually large guinea pig, wearing a helmet and breastplate reminiscent of nothing so much as the high Middle Ages. The rat steps forward first and bows. Welcome, Captain, to Rat Star Island. I am Edgar, 2nd Chief Engineer of the 3rd Rat Brigade. I invite you to avail yourself of food and fuel at our expense. The only cost to you is a choice. The rat steps back. At precisely the same moment, with what appears to be the ease of long habit, the guinea pig scuttles forward and makes a declamatory chirp. Welcome, Captain, to the Isle of Cavia. I am Lady Augusta Devereux Swinch of the Blackwater Swinches, Seneschal to our King Guinea, first of his name. I invite you to avail yourself of food and fuel at our expense. The only cost to you is a choice. The 2 stand at attention, looking at you expectantly. What choice? Your question must needs be tentative. They sound so rehearsed. Two remarkable rodents stand, sit, squat, before you. To whom will you speak first? Let's speak to the rat. His eyes have a wave-cold glint to them, and he wears his scars like jewels. You ask the chief engineer to elaborate. He looks at you for a long, measured moment before speaking gruffly. We came to this island to make a home for ourselves, away from London. Its cats and snuffers, its rat-skin suits. We came to live as citizens of our own republic. We came with our tools, our teeth, our clever hands, and we made a beautiful city by the light of the rat star that shone bright and blue on Mount Ararat. The chief engineer nods towards a distant hill. One day, we braved the depths of the chicken woods, and from the top of Mount Ararat we plucked the rat star to be our guide, our beacon, and our flag. But the pigs of Cavi saw the light, and they lusted for it. They sent armies to rule us and steal our star. We will not permit them to take what is ours. We will resist to our last breath. Will you join us in defeating them? Let's speak to the guinea pig. How does an armored guinea pig manage to look regal? The seneschal clears her throat with a delicacy to rival the duchess's own before speaking. Grace Na, our king, our lord and sovereign, full 7 months have sojourned the sea, conquered this land, and won the southern main. Now no fortress against him shall remain, no city walls be left for him to gain. Save the rats that squeak behind mountain. Unlikely was the lamb of our deliverance. Assured shall be our glorious, and their fall, when our lady's eye restored be to our hall. Kind of like a poem. That was glories, not glorious. The seneschal composes herself, then adds, We saw truth and beauty by the light of Our Lady's eye on Mount Caveat. Mount Caveat, ha! But the rats, with their guns and their chatter and their peasants' politics, stole it from us. We will subjugate them and take it back. They are a rabble, and we will rule them with the steel-shod velvet of our paws. Will you join us? We could favor the rats. We could favor the guinea pigs. We can abstain, or we can attempt to broker peace. Well, I am a man of peace. Let's attempt to broker peace. Surely their commonalities are more numerous than their differences. Perhaps you can help them get along. The chief engineer and the seneschal share a look, then regard you with a scornful amusement. Yes, smirks the chief engineer, you're obviously much cleverer than us. Oh, much, murmurs the seneschal. You clearly know us much better than we know ourselves. Apparently, idealism won't help here. And I've gained 1 terror. I may come back and make it a choice, but for right now, I just want to get home safe. So I'm going to abstain. Cold shoulders. The chief engineer and the seneschal share a look, then regard you with the same cool distance. Coward, spits one. Craven, sneers the other. They hold you in ferocious contempt. Well, good for them. You have a ship to sail. No doubt they'll change their tune if you come back. It's not like they're awash with allies. Okay. Well, we cannot even make a port report. We will be here if you return, one of them chirrups as you stomp back down the quay. The guinea pig, you think? Of course they will. Where else are they going to go? Alright. Well, I can tell where we're going to go, and that's back to fallen London. But we have discovered Pigmoat Isle. The Great War between the guinea pigs and the rats. Craters scar the surface of this island. I cannot tell if they were from some natural force or through violence. But head back to civilization and fallen London we must, for our fuel runs low, our supplies run lower, and our time runs short. We're actually heading a little farther north than we need to be. Let's just take a look at these. Just rocks. The air trembles. A breath of change passes. Interesting. We should be nearing home. We are quite close. Let's try to avoid the fog. We have enough terror as it is. There's Mutton Island. You know, we still have a little bit of fuel. We should go check out the sisters. See how they're doing. They'd be willing to give us lunch. Let's do it. I think this is their island right here. Yes, it is. That way we can compile another port report, get a bit more money. We've learned a lot on this trip. We've seen chaotic republics that share alliance with hell. We've seen rats fighting guinea pigs. We've seen an entire island in a hollowed out geode. And we've seen a magnificent machine that mimics the sun. So we can choose to have lunch with Cynthia, Lucy, or Phoebe, Though we don't have something awaits us. Or do? Yeah, we do. Reconnoiter. Let's get our report. Okay. And I like Lucy the best. She is sunny, restless, and prone to giggles. A daft tale. Lucy leans over and whispers to you confidently. Confidentially, she does. A complex story about a butler, a pig, and an inheritance. You don't follow all the details of the plot, but somehow the pig ends up in an attic and the butler in a vicar's bed. Candles flicker, dishes enter and leave, and the wind butts gently at the window panes. By the time the plum pudding arrives, you're as cheerful as you've been in months. So we're out of hunger. We did not get another memory of distant shores, but we did get the gods of Z stone's attention. It's very far away, but perhaps it's watching you. We got supplies. We've lost 10 terror, and we are still acquainted with the Sisters of Hunter's Keep. All right. Neat. Back to Fallen London for us. No, back to Fallen London for us. And we go. This looks like it used to be a building of some sort that sank underneath the waves. And here we are again, returned to home. The Wolfstack docks of Fallen London. From here, we can plan our next trip, in what direction we're going to head, and what we're going to try to find. We've explored all of the relatively known portions, so now we must travel east into the dark Z. Hello, Admiral. I trust the sisters are keeping well. Yeah, they're fine. Been trying the original rubbery lumps, have we? Your visit to Quaker's Heaven has been confirmed. Well, if you've been there, the Cumaean Canal, I suppose we may as well hear about it. The fee is nominal, though. 5 echoes. The Iron Republic. Excuse me, I need to unlock this. And this. Oops, and this. Could you place your report inside? Yes, I imagine someone will read it, eventually. There's always someone. Wait. This is blank. Yes, both sides. No, I assure you. No, I know. These things happen in the Republic. Consider this an ex gratia payment to cover your costs. 10 echoes, and we lost a terror. The Grand? Yes. Yes, of course. We're generally quite well informed on that topic. But since you're here, perhaps you may as well let us know what your own impressions were. The Admiralty official takes notes scrupulously, but with an expression of mild terror, like a novice vivisector, wincing with a scalpel. The rest of the office studiously busy themselves with other tasks. So we gained a favor. All right, Admiral. Let's see. No. Let's go to the shipyard. Just so you can see what kind of ships we can buy, there's a Stymphalos class steam launch, which is very inexpensive, but it's kind of small. Possibly there's a reason you might want to set to Z in a boat the size of a dining room table. Possibly. Then we're in the Sylph, the Ligeia class steamer. There's the Lampad class cutter, cramped and fragile but remarkably nippy. It costs 2,000 echoes. There's the Forcid class corvette, which looks great, 5,000 echoes. Swift, small, and formidable, like a very angry vole. There's the Caligo class merchant cruiser for 7,000, which is a ponderous, capacious vessel. A Maenad class frigate, the backbone of the Royal Navy, back when the Navy had a backbone, for 14,000 echoes, which we'll probably never, ever be able to afford. And finally, the Eschatologue class dreadnought. Eschatologue? I don't know. Z-beasts can overwhelm any ship ever built. The eschatologue was designed to be the exception. 29,000 echoes. But what we want, actually, is to fix our ship. So let's go home real quick. I don't really want to reduce terror. Nothing to do at home, really. Can't even read the news. We can visit the university, though. Oh, yes, the university's maritime liaison whispers, breathily. Oh, yes, this is quite a tasty one. Let me explain it to you. He explains, teeth glinting. You are now Favor's antiquarian. I've lost a secret, but I've gained a page. Actually, I want to keep my secrets for my crew. But we can trade a memory of a distant shore with him, which we should do. A piquant piece of picaresque pilgrimage. The alarming scholar is mercurial, to say the least, a creature of sudden moods and provoking teeth. Possibly her, is it her, appointment at University Maritime Liaison was precautionary, to keep his, is it his, razor-sharp enthusiasm from causing too many injuries in the faculty. Ah, yes, the scholar whispers breathily. I have a budget for acquisitions. What have you brought me? If you have any knowledge items that the scholar will buy, they'll appear below. As the alarming scholar listens, tears well in the depths of those shining, or is it blazing, eyes. They overflow, splashing on to the desk blotter. Stop, she sobs. At last. This is too beautiful. Allow me to bring the macaw of memories. I wish each individual tone recalled. So we've increased our Favor's antiquarian, we've gained 10 echoes, and we've lost our memory of distant shores. We have more of those to trade with him, but I'm going to hold on to them. What I want to do, though, is fix my dang ship. No, that's not what I want. Okay, so let's go to London. We can't carouse? Really? Oh, we don't have a free evening. But we can put our ship on dry dock, which is what we need to do. So, we can go to the Admiralty yards. You may call in some of your Admiralty favors to have cheap, good quality work done on your ship. And that's really all I can afford. Even with all the money that I received for my port reports. Wow. I didn't get crap. I've lost 3 favors and 24 echo. But my hull is fixed. Alright, ladies and gentlemen. Well, next episode we're going to have to figure out a way to make some money because we are very low on money. We do have a little bit more fuel, but we're low on supplies. We can only afford 1 more supply. So I'm going to have to figure out a trade route or something real quick to help make us some money. So once again, I am Z Captain Marcus Aurelius. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good one.